All right. Welcome, everybody, to another episode of Motivational Mondays here with the Owwll App. And before I get into this, if you don't have the Owwll App yet, make sure to get yourself a copy. Download it right now. Owwll app.com. Is that the address that they can get it? All right. It's available in the App Store. If you have an iPhone, you can get it in the iPhone store, or if you have a Samsung, you can go to the Google Play Store. That being said, I'm your host, Geoffrey Schmidt, mindset performance coach, 7-time founder, 3 times exit. I work with mostly entrepreneurs and executives on issues like burnout, decision fatigue, imposter syndrome. And tonight I have a workshop at 6 p.m. over Zoom on how to achieve a happiness mindset. So I hope everybody who's watching this is able to attend tonight. Just go to my Instagram page at Arrow Mindset, click my story, and click the register link. But with that being said, I want to introduce my 2 amazing hosts over here. I have Dominique to my left, Craig to her left. We'll start with Dominique. Tell everybody who you are and what you're all about.
Yeah, sure. So this is my 2nd time on the show, so thanks for having me. And I am an AI and marketing consultant, and I have a marketing agency as well. And I'm really passionate about what I do. And yes, you need to download the Owwll app because you really get some great connections and meet people that could help you. You could help them and really build your clientele. So if you're not on it already, what are you waiting for?
Awesome. All right, Craig.
Craig Martin. I'm a business coach, brand strategist, and 10-time founder. Yeah, so I've been part of 10 companies on my journey, 8 of which I founded and 2 was partnership. And I help entrepreneurs to get their business problems solved.
Awesome. Awesome. Well, the title of this show is Mentorship or Motivational Mondays, Mentorship Mondays. So give us some tips, Dominique. What are some things you want everybody to know or they should know? But wait, why don't you tell them a little bit about like where you're at your journey so people have kind of like a baseline to understand, you know, where your tips are coming from.
Oh my God. So I started my agency 2 years ago, and I started consulting about 6 because the people who need strategies the most are the people who are just starting off, entrepreneurs and small businesses. They will never reach the stage of growth that they need if they don't have the right tools and techniques to do so. So what 80% of businesses fail within the first 5 years. You're left with like the top remaining that might not even make it past 10. So, and most of those, like even 1%, won't make it to make $1 million ever. So how can we really teach people how to get to the next stage of their business? How can you teach people how to grow? And number one, it starts with you. Like that's my number one advice. It all starts with you. If you don't develop yourself, if you don't fix yourself, you won't fix your business. And you can really have it all. Some people are like, no, you know, you have to sacrifice to have everything you want. But I don't believe in that. I think you can have, you know, the business of your dreams and not get burnt out. You can have the health of your dreams, the relationships of your dreams, if you really work on it as a hand-in-hand thing. So.
Well, it's interesting. Well, here, I actually want to comment on that, but I want to get Craig's input too on what are your tips? What give everybody a little, you know, taste your story and throw some stuff out there.
Well, I would piggyback on some of what Dominique had said. Most people tend to pour their investment in the business and not investing in themselves. And you're the core. Whatever you're doing, you're the base of that. So funny. Recently, somebody that worked in the financial space, we had a conversation. So we were saying a lot of the entrepreneurs that you work with get to a stage where they have no clue of the next step of your business.
100%. Yeah.
So he was asking me, like, at what point do I need to start pointing those entrepreneurs to you? And I was telling that before they actually start their business. So he was a little bit shocked. I said, most people wait until the point where things start going down. Like, get a coach, get a mentor, get somebody in your corner even before you embark on your journey. Yeah. So you're prepared. You're cutting your time sometimes way less than half. Just having that person there giving you the guidance to move forward. So my journey, I started off I had a design studio. Actually, I started at like 21, and I did that for a few years, and that kept transitioning till it became a full advertising agency. So nice. I moved from just a design studio to a branding agency, from the branding to full advertising agency. And that growth was because of the clientele that I started working with over time. Now, most people that I've worked with, especially the small, medium companies, a lot of them don't get to move to the next stage of their journey. Because right now we are at the all-time high with companies that are being stuck into what is referred to as a survival gap. Meaning they can't go 3-4 months with a 25-30% reduction in income, else they're out.
Yeah. No, I'm seeing that all the time. And that's the thing too with businesses. A lot of them don't realize, like, especially as I'm seeing when I see businesses start and they start growing and they start moving, everybody gets excited for different plateaus, which they should, because they're reaching new levels. That's an exciting journey. But here's the thing, in today's world and the way the world is going, and I'm speaking like, you know, because I started my journey almost 30 years ago. So I've seen a lot of things change, and there's a lot of rolling up happening right now. So a lot of entrepreneurs who are starting and growing businesses, we might be saying to ourselves, we got this new idea, this new company, we're growing it. But in reality, you're actually preparing something that a larger company is going to buy and roll up. Look at it like Ben & Jerry's ice cream, for example. Nice little ice cream brand, niche. You know, they do all kinds of great flavors. Unilever purchased Ben & Jerry's.
I have no idea.
Yeah, a lot of people don't know. Ben & Jerry's is their parent company is Unilever. So the big companies, look at them as like, you know, Zeus standing on the top of Mount Olympus with the thunderbolt in his hand. And he's just standing there looking. And if, you know, he's letting the little companies do the work for him. And once they start showing profitability and their sustainability and they market penetration and the market's accepted them, then they come in and make an offer. And then it gets rolled up.
They're acquiring equity.
Yeah.
Like the moment you get a equity in the market, it's okay. They're far enough in the value chain. Let's take them in.
Yeah.
Because they're buying that space now that you're occupied, because they're not going to go. It's cheaper for them to go in, take you in, then they're going to put the infrastructure in place to try and get into that market.
Oh, yeah, they don't want to compete against you. You've already penetrated. It's going to be a pain in the neck. That's the thing. It's like, you know, it's a lot cheaper to buy something than it is to try to formulate your own army and then go in and invade. Like this company, we'll put in ice cream terms, they already invaded the hearts and minds of like ice cream aficionados all around the world. So for somebody to step up and say, hey, we're better than Ben & Jerry's,
it's not really going to work.
Just buy Ben & Jerry's, put Ben & Jerry on vacation, call it a day.
But you go into the store right now, you push a trolley out, there's like 3 companies that are gonna fill that.
Right.
Exactly.
And people don't understand that, because all these little companies, like, let's say, you know, it's what, Unilever, it is Procter and Gamble, and then there's one more, that Johnson & Johnson. Yeah. So you're really thinking about Kraft Foods. So it's really these major corporations who have bought all these little brands that you're thinking you're making a better choice. But in reality, it's the same thing. They're made at the same place now, because they're all controlled by major corporations. But what I want to ask you guys is, what do you think is the future, as it's projected more and more people leave corporate America and try to start their own business? So we're entering the era of small business growth.
Yeah, I encourage them to give it a shot. It's gonna be a challenge. And like to something that Craig said earlier too, the challenges that they're facing, like the mindset, is critical, because here's one of the challenges people deal with in today's society is we are in, there's a term for it, where when somebody gets sick, they go to the doctor. So instead of prevention, they rather, you know, wait for something bad to happen.
Symptoms.
Yeah. So it's like, you know, that you're going to see that happening left and right. And then the other side of the coin too is you do have a lot of entrepreneurs who are trying to jump into the entrepreneurial scene with 2 eyes focused on complete balance. And here's the thing, from my own experience, like when I started my surfing business, for example, in my 20s, I put 110% into growing that company.
Right.
Because one of my mentors always used to say to me, he would go, Jeff, health, wealth, fitness, finance, and relationships. He's like, you can have them all in life, but you can't have them at the same time. He goes, you have to decide what you're going to focus in, because ultimately, like if you're going to, especially if you're starting the business from scratch and you're going into new markets and you're competing, like literally competing, it's going to take up your time. It's going to take up your energy, you know?
The balance are extremes.
They are sad, but true.
If you're not capable of walking away from your business for 6-9 months, there's no work-life balance.
No.
There's
Right.
work and there's life.
Yeah, 100%.
You gotta just learn to allocate your resources.
Yeah, yeah. And having your own business, it's not for the weak. And working on yourself is not for the weak.
No, you have to work on yourself. That's so important.
Right now, a lot of people are getting into entrepreneurship, which now we're in a hype cycle.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Which a lot of bad decisions and investments are going to be made. Like, not everybody is going to get you the door. It's a trial and error period we're in. It's like,
Yeah.
we're technically back into that .com era.
Mhm,
Yeah.
mhm.
Yeah. It's a different time. And here's the other thing too. I see a lot of, especially on social media, younger people whose businesses are taking off. Like
Right.
maybe they started 2 years ago, 3 years ago, and bam, they're hitting like the stars. That's a blessing and a curse. The blessing is great. You're doing some great business. The curse is you don't know what it's like to walk the fire.
Yeah.
When you walk the fire, you get a whole different appreciation.
100%. And it's not always going to stay the same.
Looks like we got a call coming in here.
You know,
Hey, Eric.
Eric.
Happy Monday. How's your week?
it's starting off with a bang. I'm in the West Coast, so yeah, my day.
All right.
Oregon or Oregon. How do you say it?
Oregon. It's Oregon.
Oregon. All right.
Yeah.
Guys, if you're listening, that's how you say it. Okay. Oregon.
Oregon. Or it depends on what side of the coin you live on. Some people say Oregon. They put the gon.
Origami.
Oregon.
You get all kinds of shapes in that state, don't you?
Yes. Absolutely. Positively.
Just twisting paper up there.
Well, I was told multiple times I need to get there because it's one of the spots with the best vegan foods in the country.
I've heard that too.
Oregon is the best. It's one of the best states in the union that has all 4 seasons. So if you want all 4 seasons, you want to come to Oregon.
Very nice. Very nice.
So I saw my brother Geoffrey on here. I had to get on here because when he's such a moving target. He's so hard to catch, man. And he's only for $1 on this great app. Everybody should be calling. I'm surprised. I'm surprised I got through.
Oh, man, hey, guess what? Even a squirrel sometimes finds a nut in the middle of winter. So,
hey, okay.
Just enjoy the nut and
hey, I'm enjoying. Hey, I'm enjoying the blast from the. Hey, yeah. So, are you doing your presentation tonight?
Yeah, 6 o'clock. Absolutely on Zoom. Happiness Mindset, baby. You gonna be there?
I'll be there, man. I'll be there. I'm back. I got my shoes off. I took the day off just so I can make sure I get this. Yes. If you guys ain't listening to my brother Jeff, man, you should be there. Man, oh my goodness. He's doing a free training. He's giving nothing but knowledge, man. All the ones that I've been to has been knowledge-based. I'll be full within the first 10 minutes because he has so much. I'm like, damn, I gotta find another place to put this knowledge.
All right, man, you're making me blush. Stop it.
Yeah, I love you, bro. I love the work you're doing. Keep it up. Keep on keeping on. And everybody call him on Owwll. If you see him on Owwll, that's the best. That's the most expensive. That's the most least expensive way to call Jeff is on Owwll. Yeah.
Well, listen, we got to talk about you, my friend, because you know what?
Okay.
You got the story of all stories. Like some of the stuff you shared with me last time we talked, I'll leave it to you to open that up. But your story and your history and some of the people you've interacted with and known, oh my God, you're talking about me?
I'm all about recovery, man.
I'm not. Oh, go ahead.
No. You're the man. You're the man, and you know it takes knowing the man in order to become the man. I gotta ask.
By the way, we're gonna get married in a few weeks. He proposed to me over the weekend. I got the gift, but I got the ring. Thank you, thank you. Family's very excited.
Okay, so yes, EA here. I am a mental health substance abuse counselor. Therapy is like my life's passion. I'm dedicating the rest of my life to just adding value to the recovery space, helping people unlearn, relearn. Man, it's a blessing. I'm just thankful. That's a little bit about me, though.
I love that.
What brought you into this? Just to give people like a little taste of where the passion came from.
Being in the space, man, suffering from addiction, suffering from mental health struggles.
So you've been there.
Living in the water. I was swimming in the water.
Yeah. So you're not someone who just took a course on, you know, like I went online and I paid $89 and got certified. No, you've lived it, done it.
My God.
Yeah, no, you're talking from experience.
Yes, I was actually, talking for 20 years of experience. Grew up in a household where it was just, all I knew was that addiction and the drugs and problem toxicity, all that good stuff. And when I searched for help, there was none available for me, that people that looked like me in a place that I was. So you know what they say, when you can't find it, you become the change you want to see.
Hell yeah.
So, and now I'm here. I'm over 10 years experience, man. Got over 20 years in recovery. Yes, licensed, all my certifications, got my degrees, everything. Yep.
See, that's what's different, dude. You're living it. You are living it. You lived it and are living it.
Yes. Yes. And very passionate about it and very thankful that I was able to persevere, man. That's the blessing. A lot of people don't make it through, Jeff. You know what I'm talking about.
I know. And that's the thing. I want more people to hear this and listen to this and understand and talk with you, because, one of the distinctions of the difference I've noticed over my years are people that have gone through the thing. They're not working 9 to 5. They're not working 8 to 6. They live it. They're on it. Like, here's the thing. It's like somebody could go talk to you, or they could just talk to someone who, I don't know, graduated, has a degree, and these are my office hours, and they never actually walked the fire or went through the trials and tribulations. You're the kind of guy who you're going to guide them, advise them, and help them out, and they're going to hear it in your voice. There might be times they're going to hear a teardrop in your voice and that struggle,
you know what I mean?
And they're going to feel that, and that's real.
And not only hear it in my voice, but they'll see it in my actions. When I come, you see the wounds, you see the scars, you see the, what I'm saying? I permanently have like tattoo tears on my face. Like they automatically, like the dry marks from the tears I've cried over life. Yeah. They're permanently there. So you can see that.
And all it takes is just talking to you for like 30 seconds and you can feel that. The realness, it's so genuine.
It's very genuine, man. It's life. It's life, and I'm blessed. I'm thankful again to be able to be in this position, because again, a lot of us don't make it, and people in recovery learn best from people in recovery.
Yeah, I mean, that's what I was saying, that, working on yourself is not for the weak. Like,
definitely not.
Personal growth is not for the weak. You'll see new things come up as you recover, whether it's from substance abuse, or we all tend to take whatever pain that we go through and delegate it somewhere, some type of outlet, right? So it could be addiction to drugs, but it could be addiction to your phone, or it could be addiction to a whole bunch of other things. Right.
Preach. Amen.
You start becoming sober from those things, but new things pop up, new things, and you're like, what is this? What am I feeling? And you can easily get sucked back in there. And that's why a lot of people that get on that spiritual or personal growth stage end up getting worse.
Yeah.
They don't have the tools to get out of that.
You're 100%.
OMG. You know what, guys? I want to just say this last thing before I go. Man, people in recovery, in regards to what it's from, they make the world go round. They're the most resilient people. Just really think about it. People that persevere through recovery, those are the most strongest people. They're OMG. I love those people. Yes. Those are my people. Those are my people.
Yeah. Well, you think about it. If a guy or woman, they were willing to walk through 5 miles through a snowstorm to get a little nip of alcohol just to have that sip. Imagine what they could do for your company and your business if they're sober.
Hello.
They have that energy in them.
Right.
Hello.
Yeah.
Let's think about the people.
Finding the outlet to direct that fire to.
Right.
Yes.
Right.
They got a lot of fire. They're volcanoes.
Everything is hard. Even if you're homeless and you're begging for money up the street, you're going day in, day
Hustling.
out, begging, hustling. You could put that energy somewhere else and make a killer.
Heck yeah.
And we do. And I say we because I identify as a person in recovery. And it's not necessarily substances, just recovery in general, man. I'm always, man, my mindset when I was early on, man, I was effed up. I had toxic thinking, like wake up on the wrong side of bed, everything looked like a nail to a hammer. You know what I'm saying? I was a hammer. So everything looked like a nail.
Mm-hmm.
I live my life a little differently now, man. I wake up smiling. I pray. I lead my mornings with prayer, meditation, music, therapy, all these good modalities to keep that smile on my face. Okay. Yeah. And it's a beautiful thing once you find it. So I want to encourage everybody, man, find your happy place and don't let nobody take you from your happy place. Nobody. I don't care who they is, what they talking about. If it don't add value to what you're talking about, if it don't add perseverance to your daily mission, then I would recommend you excluding it.
Yeah.
Wow,
Yeah.
the whole crowd just clapped for you. Oh my God. All right, I don't think people realize we're in front of a whole, we're in an auditorium right now.
I'm telling you, man. Hey, I love it. I want more of it. So
somebody's kids came into the studio and are pushing buttons.
I love it. Keep pushing them, man. That's got my energy. I'm ready to do it back. Yeah. So 30 seconds, guys.
That's it.
Tap in from our brother Jeff's presentation tonight. It's
Thanks,
gonna be big.
I appreciate that.
Yeah, I'll see you there, bro. I'll be there. With
all right. Awesome.
Yep.
Jingle, jingle.
Happy Monday, everybody.
Happy Monday.
Right.
Thanks so much.
Nice.
Get all choked up. No, I'm just kidding.
No, yeah, but your workshops are good.
Thank you. I appreciate
Golden
that.
nuggets for sure. Yeah, so many people hold workshops and things like that, but they don't really deliver that value. So yeah,
that's kind of like one of my, what's the word I'm looking for, precedents is I've been to so many workshops and I usually just go get out quickly.
Right.
If I'm going to go, you're going to do a workshop, give value, like help people, because here's the thing. A lot of people that are in the coaching space, like for what Craig and I are in, they're scared to give away information because they're like, oh my God, someone's going to get all my secrets. I'm like, no, here's the thing. If you give away maximum value, it makes sense that there's probably a little bit more behind that curtain, There's
more, and it's not about what you give up front.
Yeah.
It's about people want that one-on-one connection.
They do.
People end up hiring you because you can't solve everybody's problem the same way. Everybody has specific problems that they're like, I need help one-on-one. And that's why you end up giving your best information for free.
100%.
Information is everywhere. Information is free.
Yeah.
People have a issue or problem implementing the information. So it doesn't matter what you give away, they're going to come back to you.
Yeah,
it's true. I can if I had a nickel for every time I tried to do back in the day an auto repair off of YouTube and just ended up taking the car to the the information was right there. A, B, C, D. It's told me how to do it. But yeah, I had a body full of grease and
you're selling to an entrepreneur. You're selling time, you're selling money, and selling resources.
Yeah.
These are valuable things to them. Now, their time is one of the most valuable,
most precious.
They're not going to go waste the time to learn something that they can get you in. Do they need to know what it is and how it's done? Yeah. But how much time is going to take them to do it? So you educate them. And over the years, some of the easiest clients that I've ever worked with are the clients that I educated.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
Because they come to you knowing what needs to be done. Sometimes all I'm doing is validating, okay, this is there and it's just not a perception.
Right. And the validation, this is a thing that I think a lot of people sometimes miss when they think of working with a coach, is they think sometimes a coach is going to have this like magic wand and just tap it and everything changes. But the reality is, and this is, I guess, I believe this, maybe you believe this too, but our mindset is the most important part. So having that person in your corner to say, listen, you're on the right track, you're keep doing what you're doing, carry on, don't stop or step on the brake here, push on the gas there. How long does it take to do that? Sometimes it takes 2 minutes, but that's priceless. It's putting value on the things that have real value. You go buy a Bentley for $500,000, you drive it off the lot, you just lost 50 grand. Like that. Somebody takes 10 seconds to give you a tip that can change your perspective for the rest of your life. You could argue that 10 seconds is valued at $10 million because your whole life just changed. It's all perspective.
100%.
Yeah.
There's a lot of people that believe that getting a coach is taking you and transforming you into somebody that you're not. A coach is there to pull out what is already there.
Yep.
The part of you that you don't know or realize exists. They're going to help you to bring that person out.
Exactly. And that's the thing. I think every entrepreneur, because I had one, like with my last company, it was cosmetics. I built it up over 10 years and sold it. I had a coach for 8 of those years, literally working side by side. And it was one of the greatest investments I had made during the time, which motivated me to be where I am today. But back in the day, back in the early 2000s, when I had my surfing company that I built and eventually sold, one of the experiences because we were talking earlier and I just thought of this is, about the focus and having it all. Back then, I didn't know what I know now, but back then, when you did a business around your passion and what you loved, that was frowned upon. Everybody said you were not supposed to make a business around what you love. That's supposed to be separate. And I remember being like 24, 23. I'm like, that makes no friggin' sense because I'm working a full-time job for a company. I'm spending most of my time fantasizing about surfing, the internet existed back then. So I was on the internet, there were cams and I'm checking the waves. So I'd like work for 3 hours in the company and spend the rest of the time drooling over my fantasies. So why not make money off of them?
Right.
And everybody's like, Jeff, I can't believe you're going to do that. You're going to hate surfing. You're never one. Why the hell would I hate it? I love it, So when I built the business, started the business, one of the best things to do, but feelings is when you're making money and you're like, I can't believe I'm getting paid for this. I remember I used to come home to my ex-wife, future ex-wife at the time. And I would say to her, I'd go, I can't believe people are actually paying me money for this. This is no way. I'd do this for free, but they're paying me.
I love that.
Yeah.
But that's the way that it should be.
I agree.
Because if you're really going to spend 18 hours of your day working, living your job, you might as well love it. Or else you're just insane. Well, you know what else happens too is when you tap into that source of energy, here's the thing. And this is another thing people often don't get and understand. And they spend too much time on YouTube trying to solve this equation is when you tap in to what I'm talking about. Back then, I didn't know anything about all this marketing and advertising. But you know what? I was so passionate and so dialed into what I was doing that my brain, my reticular activator system was going 24/7 looking for every opportunity. If there was a friggin' human being that was breathing, they would know about my surfing company. It's as simple as that. Hey, we have corporate retreats. We're doing team building. We're doing this. We're doing that. Oh, I see you have kids over there. Have your kids ever wanted to surf? It's like your brain is always finding solutions.
The funny thing, most people, the first word out their mouth, I don't know how to market. You're doing it every day.
Exactly.
Every decision throughout the day, you get out your bed, you get out, you're making marketing decisions. The clothes you wear, they're all marketing decisions.
Yeah.
So true.
It's you taking the information and structuring it that the people that you want to relate to understand what you're trying to say.
Yeah.
But every decision that you make throughout the day, they are marketing decisions.
100%.
You decide how you want to be perceived.
Yeah.
And it's in the way you dress, the way you talk, or you present it. It's all marketing decisions.
Right. It's all based on
psychology. Structuring that information, relating it to the people that you're serving.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's true. And how bad do you want it? Because here's the thing. I remember this. Okay, I'll tell it real quick. Is when I started the surfing company, what lit the fire was one night. I used to rent a 1-bedroom out of this guy's house in West Boca. Yeah. And his addicted son would come in, and I'd sometimes worry about my bedroom getting broken into and all this and that. And I'm like, I have to change my reality. This has to really change. So I'll never forget that night after I said that. I'm watching the History Channel on cable TV, and they did a documentary on China, Mao Zedong. This is back in 2003, I want to say. And I just remember watching Mao Zedong talk in front of the people. And I'll admit, I was really moved by his speech because basically what he said to China is after World War II. All right, I'll have to continue this. We got a call coming in here. It's a good story, though. Hi, Connie. Oh. Hi, Connie.
Hi, Geoffrey. I actually was just looking at your profile and was going to try to give you a call.
Well, here I am. You got a hold of me.
Yes, I did. I did. Jason sent me a message saying that you're live.
I'm right here. Yep.
Awesome.
I think
awesome.
I'm alive.
Oh, his message. Wait a minute. Maybe it isn't right now. Let's see here. See that you are live on Owwll. Give us a ring to join the live show. Are you live on the live show right now?
Yeah, I'm sitting here right now.
Yeah, you're live on the
Actually, this is my my avatar, my
Connie,
AI
you're not supposed to
avatar.
rat me out over here. I'm trying to get more people to call in. Come on, that was between us.
Hey, just real quick, Connie, did the Zelly payment, did it clear yet from his phone?
I'm sorry, say that again.
Did the Zelly payment clear? Like the money, did it show up that he sent you to call in?
Oh, yeah, I don't trust Zelle.
All right. I know, I prefer cash in a briefcase.
Yeah, amen. So, I read some of the comments, and it says that you have had all kinds of businesses. What was your favorite business that you've enjoyed doing?
They all were special. That's kind of like asking a parent which is their favorite child. So they were all special in their own ways.
I feel like the surfing company is your favorite.
Well, the surfing was an outlet. It was my first one, but the surfing I learned the most lessons in, because literally, like when we were talking about health, wealth, you can't have them all at the same time. Yeah. I sacrificed my family relationships. I sacrificed my marriage. I sacrificed everything for this business. Literally, like it was almost doing a deal with the devil at some points. I swear to God. Like the flames when I would walk into my office and he'd be sitting there on the couch with his pitchfork and I'd be forced to just sit down, change to the chair, answer the phone, close another deal, sell them more, So yeah, that was a lot of trials and tribulations and learning and lessons. And, in hindsight, glad I guess I went through it. No regrets. But after that business, it was a dark time. But yeah, they were all special from their own unique perspectives. Like even the cosmetics company, that was just a lot of like, well, here's the thing. When you look at it, it shows you what you're willing to do to succeed.
Right.
Like one story I tell about the cosmetics is one time I'll never forget. I got a phone call, not a phone call rather, but I was looking at our CRM, our orders. And I noticed a retailer of mine on the West Coast in Tampa hadn't placed an order in 3 weeks. She used to order like 3 times a week. So I'm like, what the hell's going on here? So I call her a few times. She doesn't answer. So I had her other phone number and I had another phone with another phone number. So I kind of went around to get in touch with her. She answered and we had a quick phone conversation. So like, why did you stop ordering? What happened? It's really direct. And you could tell she was beating around the bush and didn't want to be direct. But I said to her, I go, did my competition get in there? Am I being undercut? Is that what's going on here? Just be direct with me. I go, listen, this is my company. I have payroll every 2 weeks. I have people that depend on me. You're the owner of your business. You know what this is like. This is real. This is not a game. And she leveled with me when I took it to that level. And she said, yeah, they came in and they're offering like 10 cents cheaper a jar. And I was like, that's it. Our relationship's 10 cents a jar. And she goes, well, and this and that and that. I go, okay. And I don't want to say her name, but I ended the conversation. I got in my car. I drove 4.5 hours from Del Rey to Tampa. I show up right before she closes. She's like, Jeff, we were just on the phone. What are you doing here? I said, we'll just say her name was Judy. It wasn't though. I said, Judy, I just want to show you what doing business with my company is like. Do you think if you called these other people, they would get the owner, the CEO, president, founder would get in his car and drive 4 hours just to stand right here in front of you? And she's like, we're doing business again. I go, thank you. I was there for 10 minutes and then I left and drove back to Del Rey. Nice. How bad do you want the business? Right. How much people want to know what you're made of? That they want to see. And so, yeah, after I did that, I wasn't even thinking about it, but my significant other at the time who was with me, she's like, I can't believe you did that. Nobody does that. But I'm like, you know what? I'm not in this game to lose. I'm in this game to grow, to make it happen, to push that needle. So anyways, how's that long answer to your short question?
Yeah, the person that feels the most is the person that came out on top.
Yeah, I definitely believe in that.
Yeah. And it's always going to test you because this ties into what I was talking about earlier with the Mao Zedong thing. He basically said to China, how bad do we want to grow and rebuild? He goes, well, other people are, you know, doing their thing. You have a choice. You can play your PlayStation. He didn't say that because it didn't exist back then, but something metaphorically, or you can help build this country. It's up to you. And if we're ever going to be a superpower, we need to roll our sleeves up. Kind of eerie how that speech was like 60, 70 years ago.
Right.
Yeah. But it's the truth.
But it made an impact, and China turned around.
Yeah.
But it's funny to think about how most people who enter business, most entrepreneurs and business owners, they don't want to fail. They're scared to death to fail. They're scared to death to even try because of maybe what others will say, or maybe because they just have that fear of failure. But if you don't try and test and change, you'll never get there. You buy all these courses, you buy all these books, and you're like, maybe I'm going to be ready. Maybe I'm going to be ready. But you don't end up implementing because you don't ever feel like it's enough.
You have to take the limits off. But hey, Connie, what you got some more questions for us or any of these amazing co-hosts? Are you with us, Connie? I see the clock ticking. Maybe is there a connection issue, Jason?
Is she gone?
Oh, you know what? I was looking at your profile that Jason sent me. Sorry. I said I have a comment because your surfing company and what you're telling me, you know, I used to think I was like a cat with 9 lives. I had 9 different careers, but in reality, every single one of them was a training for what I'm doing today. And I called those crystalline moments. Crystalline means sparkly or clear, so moments of clarity, and they could be an event, they could be a thought, whatever. However, there's always a gift or an opportunity. So the way that you move forward, it sounds to me like you're following those crystalline moments and saying, okay, what is it that I learned from this? And what's next? So congratulations.
I appreciate that. Thank you. Well, tell us a little bit about you. You know, what's your story? Leadership, sustainability, risk management?
I have a nonprofit, which Jason and several other Owwll people are a part of. It's called bepreparedbeready.org. Our goal is to help 30 million people be better prepared, more sustainable, and ready when an incident happens. And we're going to do that through a Kits for Kids campaign, which we are going to be launching on giving. We're asking for kids to submit 1-minute videos about why they want to be the Kits for Kids spokesperson in their communities. And the goal is to launch it on December 3rd, which is Giving Tuesday. We're going to launch the campaign. Nice. We're going to have armies of kids all around the country educating the parents, because who are the best salespeople on the planet? Kids.
Yes.
They're so honest too. I love
They're
kids.
Not scared to fail.
Yeah. They speak their mind. They do it. Yeah.
Well, 76% of parents are
kill that fire.
Yes.
Well, 76% of kids are worried, or parents are worried about their kids' fears, anxiety, and depression. 67% of kids are worried about their futures. And psychologists and psychiatrists all agree that the best way for kids to overcome that is to become activists. So we've got a perfect storm here for my Kits for Kids. So that's what I'm doing.
Love that.
Yeah. Very cool. Very cool. It's funny because not this morning, but a little while, Craig and I were talking about like food and evolution and how people and everything has changed. And, you know, we're both sipping these energy drinks together. He's drinking the Tropical Breeze and I'm drinking the Arctic Vibe. Here's the thing, 150 years ago, these things didn't exist. Okay. But the society at large has become so competitive and everybody's looking for that edge that's why there's an opportunity for these products even to exist. They didn't exist. And if you look at that on a societal global level, you know, and how it mimics nature, Mother Nature in the animal kingdom, survival of the fittest, all creatures look for an edge based on the way they can perceive and see the edge. You know, and I once said that and somebody said, well, I don't think bears in the woods look for an edge. Have you interviewed a bear? You know how to speak bear language, so you have no right to speak on behalf of the bear population. All right. I can only speak on what I observe. Yeah. So in case anyone's listening and being like, well, I was at a goat ranch and they said something to me and I did yoga with the goats. Well, great. Back to you.
Well, it's been a pleasure, Geoffrey. Thank you so much.
Yes, likewise. Thank you so much for calling in.
Thank you, Connie.
All right. I'll connect with you again soon.
Absolutely.
Okay. Bye, everybody.
Bye.
Okay. Bye-bye.
Yeah. Going back to what you were saying, that parents tend to suppress kids and they instill their own fears upon them, right? And I think that's why we don't have more people that are entrepreneurs or business owners, is because the system conditions you. They don't want you to be free. They don't want you to be a business owner. They don't want you to think for themselves. Since you go into school, all that matters is follow the rules, make good grades, and don't think outside the box. They tell you to think outside the box, but in reality, it's a one set test system, right? That if you don't fit into that, if you don't think like everybody else, you're going to fail and you're considered dumb.
Right.
And most entrepreneurs and business owners don't even do well in school.
No.
No.
Well, not even the B. The C students are the ones that rise above the line because you're thinking different.
Yeah.
Now, we all go through the same system. We learn from the same curriculum, all the things. That 20% difference is what transforms you into the person that you are, because you're thinking. So you're being taught to follow these rules. These are the things that you need to do in order to succeed. Now, there's a friend of mine when I was in high school. That guy only show up to math class. Now, the funny thing is mom and his dad were teachers. When he was asked why he's absent from his other class, he said, I only need to learn to count my money.
I love it.
That's good.
And he's a pretty successful guy right now.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. He was playing, he was educating himself on the game of life.
Yeah.
Not necessarily the whole curriculum. And that's ultimately what it all comes down to. Because if you look at the educational system in colleges and universities, they were created in like right around the Industrial Revolution days.
Rockefeller created the modern school system.
Correct. To fuel people into his companies.
He said, I don't want self-thinkers, I want workers. Something like that was his quote. So it completely makes sense.
Okay, that assembly line running.
Where would corporate America be without people that follow the rules? It's the rule breakers that make change.
I know. And well, what's kind of like I think of scary in the bigger picture these days, though, with the rule breakers. So those of us that might be rule breakers, we're breaking the rules for the bigger picture. What's going on there? We're breaking the rules for the big roll-up companies. So like Zeus standing on the top of Mount Olympus is standing there with this thunderbolt watching at us like, oh, these guys all think they have free will and free thought. Once they get good, I'm going to call them and I'll own them. They're working for me. They just don't know it.
Isn't that crazy?
It really is. It really is. You know, so guys, I'm not trying to like pop anyone's balloons. Keep doing, be you and keep doing what you're doing. But down the line. Yeah. Well, unless it's a good price.
Right.
I've sold out 3 times, so I can't really.
Hang on. I think too many people are afraid of people's thoughts.
Oh, they worry about other people. Or is that what you're thinking?
100%.
They're afraid of other people's thoughts.
Oh, yeah.
So you know deep within that I need to do this. And for me to create change, I need to do this. But now that fear of what other people are going to say, what other people are going to do, like, I don't need that fire. So you suppress yourself back into the shell and you were the person to make change. You did not take action.
You see that all the time too. And I think that's where having a spiritual practice really is helpful, because I've had one my entire life. And the belief inside that I am here for a purpose. Sometimes I don't understand that purpose. But again, if you have a good inner compass inside of yourself and you can trust yourself, you have a high degree of self-worth, you're not out there hurting people. You're not out there intentionally doing bad things. So it's like, if you're feeling that vibe inside, which we all have that inner compass, we all have that, I call it a direct line to the universe. We know right from friggin' wrong. When somebody's singing the music to you on whatever the situation might be, it's like you can sit there and smile and nod your head, and then just simply say, you know what you did. You know what you did. They wouldn't be singing you the music if they didn't know what they did. So we all know the difference between right and wrong. We just do. So with that being said, if we have that calling going on inside of us, telling us that we need to do something, it's important to listen to it. And it's important to shut off that outside noise. If I had a nickel for every time when I was starting my last company, I got looked at like I had 5 heads on my shoulder, going into retailers, asking them to buy my product. And I came up with all sorts of creative ways to get their attention and to get past the gatekeeper and all this and that. It was almost like a TV show. But again, I was committed to the damn outcome. I didn't care. Tell me no 100 times. I just believe I just believe I must not be a good communicator. I'm going to come back to you again with a whole other direction.
Yeah, but it's about taking risks too. So many people are afraid to take risks for that reason. But something that I notice a lot is that business owners or people that want to start their personal brand, they're too scared to get on social media. So they're like, how do I combat that? And a lot of people don't know. Well, how do you combat it? By just doing it.
Yeah.
There is no other way. Just do it.
Let me tell you something. The people that care are probably, they're far and few. And those are the ones that you are doing your thing for. Most of your people that are following you or that are looking at you, if somebody has something negative or they have a weird opinion, what the hell are they doing in your life in the first place?
Right.
Get the hell off my page. Why are you even here? What's wrong with you? Where you're stalking me? Stop it. Go somewhere else. Find your tribe. If I'm not in your tribe, get the hell out, you know? Because by being inauthentic, you're never going to have authentic people following you. 100%. So you got to just, pardon my French, say F it and decide who you are, be that person. And there's going to be people in your life, for everyone that's listening, that you knew in your 20s, 30s. I'm in my late 40s. People come and go. There's people that know me from, you know, I still have a best friend from high school that I talk to. And he goes, Jeff, I don't even, when I saw you, because we separated for like 20 years, it's like, I didn't even recognize you. And I'm glad you didn't run away. He's like, no, I liked you even more. But I said, guess what? Some people have ran away. And he goes, well, yeah, of course, you know, but that's it. No, not everybody's supposed to be in our life forever. So don't worry about what people think is the moral of that story.
The more you grow, the more you're going to lose people.
100%.
Not everybody has that energy to match you for each growth stage of your life.
Yes. And then you meet new people in your life. New people come into your life.
Well, there are guides there for every step that you take. You go higher. There's somebody else there that the universe plays there to help you to move to that next phase.
Exactly.
Yes.
Exactly.
You really move with people based on frequency. So whether it's like relationships or friendships, or even in business, once you reach past the stage of frequency, you stop attracting those negative clients. You stop attracting those negative relationships, those friendships. And it doesn't necessarily mean they were negative either, the more you grow, but you're just not at that level anymore, and that's okay.
It's so true. All right, we got someone. Did you answer? Who do we got here? Charmin.
Yes. Hello, Geoffrey. Thank you for saying my name right.
Oh, well, thank you for complimenting me for saying your name right. I think I just got lucky. I just think I found my lucky nut like a squirrel in the middle of winter.
Yep.
Jason loves that. I think he's going to require I use that phrase every show. Yeah.
Oh, I wasn't on the show at 2:00. I was doing something else. They do that every Monday, right?
Yep. Every Monday, Mentorship Mondays. Okay. And I always have two amazing co-hosts. And Dominique is a repeat. She might be here. You might see her more often than not.
I hope so. Thank you.
All right. You got it.
Okay. Okay. All right. So on that call, because I saw it on the what was that on the Facebook page this morning? It was like you have 10 minutes. Your I guess you do your introduction. You have a 10-minute introduction.
Yeah.
Oh, and that's recorded, and then you can use it on social media.
Yeah, something like that. Yeah.
Oh, okay. Yeah. Okay. All right. Yeah, I was on Owwll as a beta, and now a beta tester, and now I'm coming back because I see it's doing more things than it was when I got started.
Ah, okay. So you're rising up. Are you now an alpha owl?
Yes.
See.
That's funny. I like that. Yeah. Everybody wants to be an alpha.
That's it. Well, wait. Well, what's the middle one? There's a Sigma.
Oh,
have you ever heard of the whole Sigma? No. Oh, a whole new profile, the Sigma profile. They're like the lone wolves of life. Oh my God, you got to Google them and watch them on YouTube. There's videos on Sigma females and Sigma males. They're different. They're like outlier alphas. Because alpha
rule breakers.
Yes, exactly. But they still have confidence. They still have self-esteem. They have boundaries, but they're not going to be like thumping their chest when they walk in a room. You know, think of James Bond. He was a Sigma.
I like that.
Yeah,
I can like that. Yeah, because sometimes thumping the chest is like that dissuades people. That turns people off.
It can, yeah. It can come off as really egotistical.
Oh yeah.
Yes. And you just want to be confident. I know what I'm doing.
you're confident in a sense that you're not above everybody. You just know yourself.
Yes, yes. But I know
Confident.
I know what I'm doing.
Exactly. Well, do you have
I
any
have
questions for us that we might be
Yeah.
able to take a look at?
No, I don't have any questions. I see that you are is it a business coach when I glanced at your profile?
More or less, you know, I work primarily with entrepreneurs and executives, mindset and performance. My
Mindset. That's what it was. That's
Yeah.
what brought me to your profile. That's what jumped out. Mindset.
Yeah, the
Yes.
business stuff is that's like the easy part. The mindset is where people really need to do most of the work.
Yes, I agree. I'm a student of personal development. Have been for I forgot how many years now. And it is if you believe you can, you can. If you believe you can't, you can't.
It's true.
Yeah.
And especially like with today's world, like people that, you know, like what Dominique was saying, how many people are coming into business, the level of clarity. It's funny because I just thought of this. I had this conversation like 2 days ago. I was talking to someone about business. No, I literally just had an aha. So when I started my surfing company years ago, we had the yellow pages back then. And
Oh yeah, I remember those. Yep.
No, you're too young. I'm the only one here. I'm the senior citizen. So the yellow back and then you could basically like, here was the rule to start a business. You want to start a business. You're a doctor, you're a lawyer, you know, what, I don't care what your business is. Get an ad in the yellow pages. Guess what's going to happen? Your phone's going to ring. You're going to get some leads because you're one of 35.
Right.
There was no internet to go to, you know, it was like 1 of 35, baby. That's it. That's what we got. That's what we're working with. Nowadays, with the internet, the way it is, you're one of 3.5 million. So how do you stand out from that noise? So back then, business was more cave, you know, primal style, where you basically had to have the courage and the real level of self-belief to put yourself out there and to invest your hard-earned money to do it. Nowadays, anybody with a phone and a camera feels like, oh, I could be an entrepreneur and there I'm going to start something. Why is it not successful? You're one of it. That literally.
It's glamorized though. It's glamorized. They're like, oh, I'm gonna work, 2 hours a day, 3 days a week. It's gonna be great. I'm gonna be on vacation.
4-hour work week, buddy.
Oh, I wish that
oversupply of the wrong information.
Right.
Correct. Look at me in my Ferrari. I work for 20 seconds a day.
Yeah. The thing,
Are
like,
we on the radio show right now?
Oh yeah.
yeah.
Yeah, we're live.
Oh, I thought it was over. I thought it was like 2 to 3. Oh well, okay then. I won't say silly stuff then.
Oh no, your silly's good. No, they're listening.
Set yourself free.
Set yourself free, baby. I think there's 19 million watching right now. Yeah. Our biggest biggest following is in Uzbekistan. That's weird, but okay.
Oh wow.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Charmin, you're going to be getting all kinds of calls from Uzbekistan.
Fire.
Yeah.
Okay, no problem. No problem. Well, hello everyone. I am glad to be on this call. I really love the Owwll app and meeting people like Geoffrey.
Well, Geoffrey likes meeting people like you. And I think I speak for our co-hosts here. Tell us about you, though. You know, what is Charmin Enterprises?
Okay, Charmin Enterprise. Well, I am a retired lawyer and judge here in D.C. I walked away from the law because it was just too much drama, too much toxicity, too much. Yeah. I just came here to practice law. I didn't come here for all this drama.
Yeah.
I didn't come here for all this drama. So I just stopped in 2008 and I started my own business. I had 2. I closed one down last year. I was editing and proofreading manuscripts, but I closed that down last year to focus on my main one. I'm focused right now on helping business owners lower their healthcare expenses for their employees without compromising on health care.
All right.
And what are some of the techniques, methods, or philosophies that are guiding you, you know, with working with these people? Like, what are you suggesting to them?
Okay. I'm suggesting that they look at a different model other than healthcare insurance. And the model that I'm using is called healthcare sharing. I'm with the organization that does healthcare sharing that's been around since the 80s. Started in churches with the idea that church members would come together and pay each other's medical bills. Put money into a pot. And when Geoffrey has a bill, Geoffrey submits the bill to the admin. The admin goes to the pot, pulls money out, and pays Geoffrey's bill.
Interesting. That's an interesting concept. Now, do you ever run into any issues with that though? Like again, and then what I'm going to say is going to sound kind of funny, but it's actually something that could come up. Like maybe there's Joe that goes to your church and he has health issues, but you see him at Dunkin' Donuts every morning, literally fisting down a 24-pack of glazed donuts and then drinking like 9 iced coffees. I kind of just don't want to help him out. I'm like, dude, you got to stop eating the donuts and drinking the iced coffee with 2 pounds of sugar. How do we handle those situations? Meanwhile, you have Bill, the other guy that works out 9 days a week and eats healthy. And he's like, why am I thrown into this pot?
Well, first of all, my organization is larger than the church. We're nationwide, except for 3 states. So I don't see Joe at the Dunkin' Donuts.
Okay, I'm watching out for him though. I'm gonna send you a picture of him so you know who to look out for.
Thank you. Yes, send me a picture. Now the it's nonprofit. The community runs the the administrators run the program, but the community has a lot to say about what's going on. So what we did is we added to our health share program a health and wellness component. So if you're doing certain things like Jody's going to the gym, Joe is taking vitamins, Joe starts taking supplements, then he can get credit for his deductible. That's an insurance firm. But he gets gym membership and stuff. So we're encouraging Joe to come out of the Dunkin' Donuts. That's not going to be good for you.
Put down the glazed donut, buddy.
Put down the glazed donuts. Put down the sugar. Start using monk fruit instead. And, be proactive in your health, and you're going to get a benefit on the other side with your healthcare benefit.
Food is medicine, baby. Food is medicine.
Yeah. Yeah. So that I'm excited about. Let me hit the request. There we go. Yeah. I'm excited about that healthcare, that health and wellness credit. People going to the gym, going to direct care physicians. All of that is going to come, and that's going to benefit them.
Good.
Naturopathic medicine. Oh, you're doing the best you can to be healthy, so we can all be around for the next 100 years.
No, that's good. That's good, because that's the thing. It's like, part of the system, the way it's set up is between the food and the medicine. It's all like systemic, so the food people eat drives them to the doctor. They go to the doctor. Like I have a real life experience of somebody I knew. This was a gentleman who was extremely successful his whole life. He lived here in Boca, and him and his wife felt that because he achieved ridiculous levels of financial success, that part of the definition of that was eating out at the best restaurants every night. And I used to say to him, like, you're not living the high life. You don't get it. I'm like, this food is made for flavor. And how many medicines are you on? He was on like 12 different pills. 5 of those pills were the side effects of the first ones.
Right.
He's not alive with us right now. But I'm like, you were sucked in the system. You were so deep in what I call the matrix, you can't even see it. Step outside and eat healthy stuff and you will be fine. You won't have to go.
Best movie ever.
Oh, it really is.
Okay, I know. I'm a big Matrix fan. All of them, even the last one that people didn't like. I like the last one because it was like really like weird. So the machines put you back in the Matrix.
They do.
And gave you pills so you didn't even know you were back in.
That's already what's going on.
I think we're in the Matrix.
Right?
Wait, are you going to bring out cookies? I think this is the Oracle who's called us. Oh my God, you're Morpheus.
I
Neo? Are you?
We're here.
Love movies. That's why I have to take them off my TV. I work from home. I got to take off on Showtime. So I'll be sitting there watching movies.
That's
not good.
There's a handful of movies that I can sit back and watch 100 times. In the Matrix, that's one of the series. Even the third or last one, like them all.
Yeah, I like them all. Yeah, the last one, it was weird. I liked the last one. The concept was really weird. Like, wow, the Matrix was that smart. They just put you back in and you didn't know it.
Well, when you look at like some of these movies too, like The Matrix or The Terminator, look at where we are today. Like,
Skynet is real, okay?
No, I always tell people,
everything go down. Didn't everything go down?
These things, and they will guide you to the future.
They will.
Right.
You want to know the future? Let's see what Hollywood's predicting. Darn.
It's so true, though. It really is.
Let some machines show up at my house. Game on,
Not getting in. Not getting in my house.
The Jetsons was one of our greatest predictors.
Yes.
We have flying cars. They're just not legal yet, but they exist.
Oh, I can't get my mind around the car that you don't have to steer, that you can just program it and it will drive you. I'm not ready for that yet.
Yeah.
Unfortunately, it's the reality right now.
I'm like, no, that's okay. Can I have a car for steering wheel? Then I'll drive it. Thank you very much.
I don't always trust my car. I will say that. I don't, but there are convenient times where I need to be changing and or doing my makeup.
And you're just letting the car take you there. What's going on?
What, Jean-Claude Van Damme in his movie about a time cop, and it was based in DC. His car did that. He would get in the car and say, home. And he would go to sleep. And when the car stopped, he was at home.
I don't think I would trust it enough to go to sleep now.
But see, that's the flip side. It's like all this technology and stuff. People celebrate it and how exciting it is. But here's the thing. If you're not dialed into the game with technology, you're falling behind. So as sometimes people are like, I get so excited for the new iPhone or new Samsung Galaxy or whatever that's coming out, or new this and that. Like, yeah, that's great, but great. Now another friggin' thing I have to learn to keep up in life with. What's going on there, dude?
Yes. I'm taking my time. I'm trying to learn AI. I'm using it as a supplement.
I love that.
So
yeah.
I'm learning how to use AI, and it's exciting. I'm like, okay, because I'm a writer.
Yeah.
So at first I was like, this is cheating. You need to wordsmith your own words.
100%. But a lot of people.
What I'm using it for is to, I want to write. I want to talk about this. Give me some ideas to get started. That's what I use it for.
Sure. And a lot of people, let's say 95% of people don't know how to use AI properly. It's expected that only 5% of the population really knows how to use it on a basic level. And people don't know that AI is a tool for you to use to enhance your productivity and what you're already doing. You can really, it's a machine learning. So meaning that you have to teach it to get optimal results. You can teach it how to talk like you, how to, even create an avatar of yourself to the point where it not only generates ideas, but you have to think about it. It doesn't have that human perspective. You still have to monitor it. You have to proofread, but you can really teach it how to speak and write in your own voice.
Well, you're an expert with AI. So should we be talking nice to our AI? Because I say thank you all the time and please, because I feel like I have a relationship. I've had issues before and I've talked to my AI and it gives me good suggestions sometimes. I keep it on the low key personal, but I feel like I have, a friend.
I set mine up to call me by my name.
Yeah.
And to be casual and friendly. And they're like I said, I'm going back to my old project. I said, do you remember which one I'm talking about? Yes, I remember that project.
AI can even critique your outfit. I've taken pictures before of like my with my and I'll be like, Claude, what does this work for where I'm going? And then it'll make suggestions like, do you have that kind of a belt? Well, I do, Claude. Thank you so much. And I go in and change my belt. I love it.
The thing that people are afraid of. There's never been a time in life where human has been efficient without the help of modern technology.
Right.
It's true.
And AI is the most powerful tool that 99% of us will ever use in our lifetime.
Yeah.
And it's only going to get smarter by the day. I mean, there's new technology coming up every single day. And
but it is being trained by our thoughts, our actions.
Yes, 100%. Exactly. Machine learning.
Machine learning. And so now we're in Star Trek.
You're right.
Star Wars. Yeah, now we're in Star Trek and Star Wars.
Well, if we're in Star Wars, I want to hang out on the Death Star. That looked like the fun ship.
I
like Darth Vader.
they blow them up. I don't want to work there. No.
Well, no, no, Darth Vader, I think gets away. He's eternal. Like, no, there's a personality test you can take on Google. My last company, everybody was a Star Wars fan. So when we hired people, it was required that you take the Star Wars. So I needed to know if I was hiring like Luke Skywalker or Han Solo. I can't have another Darth Vader. There can only be one. Sorry. No. And the Emperor, we're going to butt heads. But anyone else, it's all fair game. Had a few Han Solos. I had an Ewok in the warehouse. Anyways.
You were Darth Vader.
I was actually. INTJ.
Nice. INTJ is Darth Vader?
Yeah.
I'm INTJ.
There you go.
I didn't think you were INTJ.
Ooh.
I thought you were
I forgot mine. Mine's changed when I went to personal development and changed my mindset. Mine's changed.
What are you, Craig? Do you know?
With an A.
What does A stand for?
Was that altruist, outgoing, or something?
Yeah, I don't know.
Man, my brain just took a walk.
I know. It's like I used to know that real well, and I know my personality changed. Okay, here it is. It says architect. It says IMTJ. Okay, I'm looking. I'm on my computer.
You're an INTJ too?
No, mine's changed. First it was, I've always been an E. I'm an extrovert.
Okay.
But mine changed when I started studying personal development. It changed. And I thought that I was like, wow. Because I took the test again and it changed.
That can happen.
Yeah.
I think INTJs are the best ones.
Yeah. Darth Vader.
We're the geniuses.
Yeah.
Albert Einstein. Elon Musk.
Elon Musk. Yeah. I bet Steve Jobs was too.
I think so.
Yeah, it makes sense.
Yeah.
You don't have to confirm it. We'll just leave it.
You can always go online. Just put it, you know how Google is now. Google knows all our business.
We're going to tell a lot of true stories on this show that we just made up. So it's all good.
Okay. All right. That's fine. Works for me.
Yeah.
All right. I'm going to drop off and let somebody else call in. And this was fun.
Thank you so much, Charmin, for calling in.
All right. Okay. Bye.
Bye-bye.
Yeah. INTJ.
INTJ.
Yep.
Nice one.
Dun, 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 dun. I got the Star Wars theme going on in my head right now.
All right. Now you passed it on. Thank you.
Yeah, that's it. You're going to be hearing it all day. All day. Bam. Oh, he's writing a review. Look at that. See, I'm doing that with my AI with the chip put in my head right now. I'm able to talk and write.
How much longer do you want to go?
5 more minutes.
Okay.
Yeah, Cinco.
I mean, we can grab another caller. Who are we gonna call?
Yep.
I have someone on here.
All right.
There's a whole podcast in here in New York City, and she's brand new on the app. But remember,
cool.
If you call her, you got to tell her you're being recorded.
Okay.
Yeah.
Because she doesn't know she's live on the show.
Got it. What's her name? Brianna.
Just met her last week.
Nice.
There she is. Bring her in.
Are you there, Brianna?
Hi, how are you?
Good. You're live on the Owwll App podcast, Mentorship Mondays. And you're here with 2 of my amazing hosts, Dominique and
Hello,
Craig.
everyone.
How are you?
I'm good. How are you?
Good, good. Well, we decided to give you a call. This is the first time. Usually we wait, have people calling us, and we have. But we just decided to change it up a little bit, make it interesting. Why don't we choose someone who's live on the app and give them a call?
I love
that. Yeah. Well, here you go. You're going to get your 10 minutes of fame. Tell us about yourself. What do you do? What brought you to the app? All that good stuff.
Yeah, 100%. So I was at Podcast Movement recently in DC because I own a production company primarily focused on audio and video productions here in New York City. And I've been a business owner for 7 years, and I'm always working the business and inside of it. And I actually go and talk about it to other people for the first time, which was great. And it was different for me. And I loved being there and talking to people. But in talking to people, that's where I found out about the Owwll app. And I thought, this makes a ton of sense. People ask for my opinions all the time. They ask me for information and advice. And it's hard to do an hour-long discussion with someone. I like the idea of a 10, 15-minute call where they can get their specific questions answered. And I can also, make sure my time is covered as well.
Awesome. Well, tell us, since today is Mentorship Mondays, what are some tips you could, give to people out there, that would be valuable that you like to share?
Yeah, I think in general, everybody feels like podcasting is either really, really easy to do, and then they get tripped up by how much work is involved, or they just get kind of overwhelmed with the work and they are trying to be perfect at everything. And what we tell people here is none of that matters. Just put out the content. You don't have the most perfect sounding audio. That's fine. You're not in the prettiest set or room. That's fine. The content is king, and that's all that matters. So start putting it out there. I love the sound advice.
I mean, it's so true. It's so true because people wait for that perfect moment to get the perfect camera, to get the perfect mic, to get the perfect background, and then they don't ever end up starting. Most people that like these YouTube stars or podcasters, they started out with the crappiest audio and video, and now they've blown up and making millions of dollars every year, but they started somewhere. They didn't wait for the perfect moment.
Well, this is a distinction I think that makes a difference. Is it's important to have the goods, though. You have to have the content. If you don't have the content and you cannot articulate it, there is an old saying that you only get one time to make a first impression. So, 100%. I have seen a lot of, like, on Instagram and YouTube, whatever, I've heard all these things where like, just do it. Don't wait, just do it. And I sit back and I go, well, if somebody's not ready, if they're going to deliver, pardon my French, but crap, and people are going to be like, dude, what was that? And they're going to give the person comes across as like strange, creepy, or off-putting, then dude, you should have waited. You really, I'm so, but then he'll look at you and be like, no, I just saw a video that said I should not wait. I have to do it now, damn it. I'm like, it was a bad decision. It really was.
I think it's such
There are many use cases that you need to.
You got to find that balance. Yes.
Sure.
Where you are and where I'm going to get you.
You got to be real. You got to know your stuff.
Yeah. At the end of the day, that's it. You just have to know yourself and what you're capable of doing and what your hiccups are. Because if you're the type of person who overthinks, who overanalyzes, who has this good information, but you just are nervous or scared, go for it. Put it out there. You know the information like the back of your hand. That's totally normal. But at the same time, if you feel like you're just talking for talking's sake, that's not doing anything for anybody in the landscape. So maybe it would help to do a little editing or making sure that you are putting out there what you really want to be heard and is going to make a difference.
And practicing on lower level, lower stake environments. Like, again, when I was building my last company with sales, when we were bringing in cold people to cold call, I'd always cold call the people that, who cares if they hang up? It doesn't matter. You're not gonna call our top accounts until you've gone through 5 or 6 and warmed up and you have your, you have your spiel down.
Yep.
So
practice. That's one of the most powerful tools you can use.
After you
get used
start
to yourself and keep that communication within you. Whether you want to keep it internal, you want to bring it externally, it's up to you. But self-talk, very, very powerful tool.
I think part of it is like just getting in the habit. Like, even if you're not going to post it, start recording and wait a little bit, like wait a month or two, and then go back and analyze your content and say, is this something like people really want to watch?
That's actually, I think you just came up with a really good solution for somebody that wants to do this. Seriously, record yourself. Do it for a month. Don't put anything out there yet. Show it to like low stake environments. Show it to friends, family. Just throw it out there. And then you can start improving. The person that scares me is the one who's never done it, never recorded themselves, and just hops in front of the mic and the camera. And
hi, my name is.
I feel like most people.
It's not gonna. Well, not saying that it's not gonna happen, but over time you can grow. But you're kind of cutting yourself out of a market.
Right.
There are people that you could develop a relationship, a following with. The first video they saw, the first content they hear, then they disconnect, and then it's going to take some work to get that person back in.
Yeah, and I think what we're also saying here too is about being really real and present with your situation, realistic with yourself. It's like, for example, say all of us, we had a group idea where we decided we want to be heart surgeons. Okay, so we just run across the street and start performing open heart surgery on somebody, and none of us are doctors, because why wait, right? When's there going to be a right time? The right time's after you graduate friggin' medical school, okay, and have tested 1,000 times on a dummy before you start throwing a scalpel in someone's chest. So that's the challenge I've always had with the statement, is that it's never said from a place of perspective or being real with your situation. Like, know yourself, know what you're bringing to what value you're bringing to the market. And yes, if you have it and you know you have the goods to bring, then yeah, now is always going to be the right time. But be sure of that first, because to what you just said, Craig, you only have one first time to make that first impression. So make it count.
There is some give and take right now. The situation has changed somewhat.
Yeah.
We're in an environment now that, depending on the resources, the environment, you can actually make some changes and make some impact. But sometimes you may just tip the scale a little bit too far.
Right.
Exactly.
Right. I think most people sit in the situation where they know enough, but they don't execute. They don't start. There are the small amount who don't know what they're talking about.
Yeah.
But I think most people get stuck in that environment of, I have all this, but I'm not ready, or I'm scared. So they don't know.
Well, self-doubt is a real thing, you know. So
the people with the real information are the ones that stay behind the curtain. And this is something that I witness daily. Like the people that really knows are the one that keep their voices hidden.
Which is unfortunate.
Mostly the loudest person in the room isn't always the right one.
Exactly.
Usually it's the person who has a lot of knowledge that sits back and is listening and learning. So I think that's the other part of it, is that knowing who we're talking to and who we're talking about, because a lot of the times actually what we've seen is that people like the glow up. People don't like perfection. Social media can show you that right now. Big on social media is being real, is being authentic, is not having some like structured aesthetic life like back in the Pinterest days, you know. Like now people like to see the glow up. They like to see someone who looks like them talking to them in a real way.
Exactly.
So I guess it just kind of depends on, you know, what your holdup is. But ultimately, at the end of the day, most people quit the podcast that they start. So if you're down to do it and you're down to keep it going, you're gonna stand out.
That's why we're all here right now, baby. Boom. We're not quitting. Jason's not quitting. This whole studio.
That's right.
Let's get it in. Access doesn't equal to value.
That's very true.
Exactly. Well,
if you're passionate, that usually does wonders for you.
Yes. Well, we're running out of time here, so we want to thank you so much for taking our phone call, Brianna, and all the great tips and suggestions you gave everyone. It's awesome, because with everybody that's tuning in, they need to hear this stuff. So
yeah, find me on the Owwll app if you have any more specific questions. I'm happy to take anything, and thank you guys for your time.
Thank you so much. Well, as we're coming to an end here, we brought in the ultimate closer. Literally, no great podcast can really end on its own without the closer. And this is the closer right here, Ellie, because she'd been watching us and listening to us, and she's like, hell no, I got to go over there. They're not going to close this out right.
I mean, no, the real answer is I just got to the office and I figured, why not just pop in? I wasn't able to listen in the car. My service is wonky. So what's this all? Tell me what you guys have been talking about. What are some of the highlights? What can
I tell you?
Give me a quick
Star Wars.
Never seen it, so I can't comment.
The Matrix. Yeah.
Okay, cool.
Great Wall of China.
Ooh, okay. This sounds interesting.
Yeah. We realized we are the Matrix here.
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah. Sure. I love it.
Yeah.
So, for everybody listening, obviously I work at Owwll. I think Owwll is the shit. I've made like the most amazing connections on the app. And just for example, just this past weekend, I was playing a high-end private party gig. How did I get that? Owwll App. So, hopefully if you guys haven't downloaded the app already, make sure that you do that. And then you can be featured on the episode, get advice from all of these amazing experts. Domenica, met her on the app. She's been my girl because I needed just a social media redo and I didn't know what to do, what my brand was going to be, was doing a lot of research, was confused. Like, should I do this or this or this or this? And she gave me like the best advice. But kind of just as I was hopping in, like, I don't know who we were talking to there.
That was Brianna.
Yeah. Okay. Brianna. Yeah. Just what she was saying was kind of what you were telling me. Just like be authentic, be real on social media, take people through your day to day that like, because we don't think we're the most interesting,
Right.
and sometimes we don't realize how powerful we are and how much knowledge that we've had just doing our craft or doing what we're so good at. Like to us, it's just every day, but like other people find that interesting and they want to learn from us. And so I think that's kind of what I'm doing on social media
Yeah.
now.
I think what's worked for you so well is that you're taking people behind your thought on your song creations, right? And your inspiration. And
Yeah, that was like today. I was like, oh my gosh, I woke up to like 12 comments and I was in the studio till 2 a.m. So I posted at like 2 a.m. and I was like, oh, you're supposed to post at a certain time, which I found isn't true. And then I'm like, woohoo, like woke up to all these comments, like it's working. So
people get caught up in the little things like what hashtags, what times, what platforms. When in reality, if you have good content, it doesn't matter if you have hashtags, a great title, or whatever. It's gonna stick because people can relate to it and it's interesting. And we were talking about this. If you're not getting visibility, it's not because you suck. It's just you're not interesting enough, or the way that you're conveying your message isn't interesting enough.
Yeah, pretty simple. And that's the thing, stick to the content. Because at the end of the day, the content's what's going to keep people around.
And not only that, but like I've really learned just from talking to you and like doing my own research, just finding the people that are already killing it and just copying off of what they're doing is like the way to go.
Modeling. We
like,
never copy. We never copy.
Okay. Well, I'm just going to be blunt. I'm like, I'm going to copy that and it works. Like, why reinvent the wheel? Like, what's the point of that?
Exactly.
Put your own spin on it if you want to say that way. But
everything.
I mean, if we really look about it, everything in history is like that.
If you guys haven't read the book,
what is it that you're gonna do that nobody has done before?
Right.
Or in a way.
Yeah. And you take a camera and you go take a composition that nobody has ever taken before. It's not gonna happen.
Right.
You're influenced by someone. Like there's a book called Steal Like an Artist by Austin Kleon. I don't know if you guys have read it, but it's like it was the first internship I ever had in college, and my boss like made me read it, and it was like the best book. And that's basically the theme, that everything is stolen essentially, or whatever you want to call it. So
well, if you go back and you look at like history, look at cars, Ford came out with the first vehicle. How many vehicles do we have today? So they all copied Ford. Ford must be like, you copied me Maserati, you copied me Lamborghini,
Someone, we had a conversation recently and someone basically challenged me in the same human thoughts.
Yeah.
So I said, okay, let's take 2 kids just born. We're gonna take one, put them experience the world, and we're gonna put one into a room. All they're looking at and is white walls. For when they get to the age that they understand and they can do stuff on their own, we're gonna give each one a paintbrush, a paint set, and canvas, and tell them to paint their experience.
Yeah.
This guy was telling me, oh, both kids are going to produce art. I'm saying, what are you going to produce if you have no inspiration to pull from?
Yeah.
It's not going to happen.
Right.
The things we do are directly related to the things that we experience in our life. All your language, your habits, your action, everything is influenced by something.
Yeah.
You know what's interesting about that? Have you guys watched that Jim Carrey movie where they place him in like this reality TV show and he doesn't know he's in it?
Yeah. What is it called? The Truman Show or something?
The Truman Show. So I watched it recently and it reminds me a little bit of The Matrix. So they place him in this like environment and he doesn't know that it's a show all his life. Ever since a baby, he's in the show. He's live streamed throughout the world, but he doesn't realize he's in it. And every time he tries to leave, they like make it where psychologically they put things in his environment that make him scared to leave. Until one day he starts waking up and questioning things, because you don't really question things until something, happens in your brain and makes it click. And it's like, wait a minute.
Well, that's like the carrot reward system, like the whole concept materialism, how people will chase after the shiny objects. Like they will work enslaved. They will go against their values, their morals, whatever, to make it so they can buy that expensive big thing, whatever it might be. So
to
Yeah.
buy that Dior bag that cost $30 to make. Yeah.
But
I
they
tell
sell for
people
what,
all
like
the
2,000?
time,
Right.
Yeah.
Right.
I am the laggard. I'm gonna ride the wagon until the wheel falls
I
off.
like the wagon tail. Yeah.
You know what? If I'm in the matrix, I'm cool with it because my life is pretty great right now, you know? So I'm just
love
like
that.
kind of like the blind, you know, like I'm just like, whatever. I love my life. And if I'm a little oblivious to whatever they're
That means
controlling, I'm like,
Perfect.
cool.
that means you escaped it. You're already living on the other side.
Yeah.
Happiness.
Yeah.
You're not allowed to have real happiness in the
That's
matrix.
right.
You have to take a pill for that, or
Okay. So yeah, I escaped it then.
Which, in technicality, we're becoming numb to a lot of things. Like, you're no longer allowed to be human.
right.
Sure. And I think that's why so many relationships are failing. Let's talk about like relationships are failing not only in like friendships and like personal relationships, but also in businesses because we don't know how to emotionally be and communicate.
Right.
We're all fabricated in different types of addictions and fake stimulation.
Yeah.
So
People are always trying to adapt to what people think they want, and they're not
Everything
setting
has
boundaries.
become transactional.
Yeah.
that one right there.
Also
Everything's
just like
transactional.
expectations, like a friend of mine, like the idea that you have to respond to a text like within 24 hours or, you know, oh, something must be wrong, or oh, I thought that you blocked me because like my friend was saying he got in this whole debacle where this person thought they blocked him because he didn't respond within 24 hours and he just was like doing his own thing, you know, and it caused this whole drama. And it's
People aren't
like
used to that.
just like it's okay, like you don't have to respond right away. Don't.
I think context has a lot to do with it and how boundaries are set up. Like, for
Sure.
example, when I had my company, if I texted you as the owner and I had a question and you worked for my organization, I expected a response like within minutes. But on a personal life, you know, it's like, what is the arrangement that you have with this other person? If they're just friends, dude, you can text back whenever you want.
Right.
You know, but if you have a conversation and say, hey, listen, this is the thing. If I
the
text
deadline or obviously that's different.
Yeah,
But I'm
yeah.
talking about on a friendship level where it's like, woo, like
take
relax.
a chill.
Yeah.
Go to sleep.
Most people in our generation are like that though. They expect that immediate gratification. And they don't feel good if you don't give it to them. Like I'm not on my phone. I hate being on my phone.
Yeah,
I'll
not
text
me.
you like every other day. But
if I really need an answer, I'm like question mark, question mark, question
Oh
mark.
yeah, I'll light
This
you
is
up. I'll let,
important. Like I'll let you know.
4th of July, baby, in the sky. I need to know.
call me, yeah.
Yeah, or call, pick up the. Oh my God, what a concept! Pick up the phone. You know,
I'll drive to your damn front door. That's
Yeah,
how that.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's just a constant need for the dopamine rush.
Right.
Yeah.
So like, if you're chasing dopamine, you're gonna constantly chase it.
Correct. It's
Because
addiction. Yeah.
It's the thing before, and the moment you get to that stage, it's gone.
And then you need more and
So
more.
you're gonna constantly chasing because you're building up that thing.
Yeah.
To get to the next stage, the moment you get it.
Well, you're creating a habit for it. That's the problem. And people don't realize their behaviors are rooted in their habits. And we're always either strengthening a habit, you know, whether it's good or it's bad. And the dopamine rush, you know, that's leads people down a very dark path sometimes when they're constantly seeking that quick high, that quick fix.
One of the greatest strategy in creating success in business is getting people to farm habits.
Yeah.
100%.
And it's been happening over the years with the social platforms, especially.
Yeah.
So now that train your mind to expect the same result from all your life interaction.
I know.
Yeah.
It's all subliminal programming. And that's the thing, like with business, one of their challenges, we were talking about this, is hiring people. Because here's the thing, you bring up habits, what's behind habits is beliefs. And that's why it's important when we're bringing on people, what are your values? What are you? Do you align with this organization? Because if their beliefs are in alignment with the organization, there's a better chance, no guarantees, but a better chance that their habits are going to fall into alignment with behaviors that are going to be supportive of the organizational objectives and goals and outcomes that the organization is there to achieve.
Yeah.
Yeah. But
Felt like a mouthful.
People now are kind of disconnecting themselves from the organization and connecting to the leaders of the organization.
Right.
So, are you as a leader? What are your values?
Yeah.
Sure.
What are your reputation, your integrity? Like, these are the things that people are connecting to.
Yeah.
Because they're like the archetypes. Like, these were created to give personality to a organization. It's a static entity.
Yeah.
There's nothing to it. It's just standing there. So they created these personality, which were modeled from us humans, to give that entity something that you can relate to.
Mm-hmm.
It's
Yeah.
like, for instance, it was Wendy's and it was two of those fast food chain that had this thing that was going on social media for some time. It's like, now there's some relation there because now they're acting within the archetypes that were given to these entities.
Yeah.
But it only takes you so far because people are going to start disconnecting because they're going to reach to the point like, okay, but you're not human.
Right.
But I think that's why personal branding is so big right now. Right.
Yeah.
And it's not going anywhere. And people, and I've been preaching this for years. And people are now, because over the years, market trends is a huge part of what I do. And I use it to guide people over the years. And in like 2010, 2011, I started encouraging people like focus on your personal branding because the market is changing.
Yeah.
And people don't realize how much the market has changed in the last, like after COVID.
Mm-hmm.
Things just went into hypergrowth in every industry. Like, I've never seen this, and I'm not just saying the market, business overall has never been so aggressive.
Yeah.
And it's changing. Now, recently there was a research that came out. They're saying in the next 5 to 10 years, an average of 86% of purchasing decision will be made based upon your personal brand. Now, you don't have one. Where does that put you as an entrepreneur? Where does that put your company as an entrepreneur?
Mm-hmm.
Now, from that number, I think it was 91% of the people say that they do a Google search of the people behind a company before they make a purchasing decision. 84% of that number say that they value an online review as much as a personal recommendation.
Yep.
Yeah.
Now, it may sound like a very light thing to you as a business owner, but this is very, very powerful.
And it's reality. It's where things are.
If someone is willing to go online and look at something that was written by someone that they have never met in their life.
Yeah, I have an issue with that.
And value that as much
Oh boy.
as somebody that
you said that too.
It's crazy.
Yeah.
Well,
it's something for
I just feel like it's kind of sketchy because it's hard to know what to believe now on the internet. Like, it's scary that people, you say they value an online review, whatever, 80%, because so much. I'm firsthand an example of this. So there's a woman that reached out to me on Instagram, and I get free products on Amazon just to do 5-star reviews. So even if the product isn't that great, I haven't even used it. I give this is amazing, blah, 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 get the free product. So it's not really an honest review.
Correct.
So there is so much out there, and a lot of it is now AI, and people think, oh, this person's amazing, but it's all like fake comments, fake news, what you can do with AI to make, a president or presidential candidate look like they are saying something they didn't actually say with an AI fake clip. So like, that's a little scary to me that, like, I personally question everything I see on the internet.
It is scary.
But most people are not questioning, and they're
the thing, like, their voices now that are being suppressed.
Yes.
But
Yeah.
eventually, those voices they're gonna get
Right,
back up.
right,
Right.
right.
Because, like, the people with the deep knowledge, right? Those are the people sometimes that are reserved. They're not the ones that are getting out there, but the ones that are out there, they're gonna get to a point where, okay, what next?
Correct.
Because it's like you walk into you read a book, you say, okay, I know this. But then when the real questions start popping up, like, okay, I didn't experience this. How do I answer this? How do I respond to this? It's like that knowledge is not there. Like, you're embarking on your entrepreneurship journey and you're afraid of failing. Now, how far are you going to reach? Because the more you fail, it's like you got to put yourself in a frame of mind to turn those failures into teachable moments. That's valuable information you're gathering each step. You go, you slip. Okay, what did I do wrong? Why did this happen? Like, the first principle thinking framework, like I tell people, like, understand it, know how to use it, implement it, not just in your business, but in your life, because it changes so many things. Like, taking the problems that are in front of you, breaking them down, find out where the underlying problems are, and you build that back up to get the real answers that you're looking for.
Yep.
And that's why there are certain people that, like, oftentimes I tell people, the 1% will always be the 1%, because it's that 1% of people that are willing to do the work that needs to be done to get the result that they need.
But like you're saying, that's shifting. Like right now, we're in that state of certain people being scared because they see the reality of things, of so much false information. But we're moving into, like I said last time, a trust recession, and more consumers are waking up to the idea that, hey, maybe this isn't real. Maybe this person who's posting with their Lamborghini on Instagram selling these courses of get rich quick schemes, it isn't really the reality. They're just running these cars. Or maybe this person doesn't know because it's just an AI bot. So what's going to happen is the consumers are getting smarter by the day. The market is changing, marketing is changing, and we're going to have to evolve with that. So the ones that are going to survive are the ones that really know their stuff and know how to implement it.
The ones that are at the bottom now are going to be the ones that can rank.
That's why Owwll is the best, because you can just get the real answer, talk to a real human being, and you can tell after 5 or 10 minutes if they, like I was telling you, I'm like, I talk to so many people on here, I'm like, no, they don't know anything. And I talk to you, I'm like, you just get right down to it.
So you need to do a video of that, you behind the scenes. No, this is the real Ellie right here. No,
but yeah, like you can tell by speaking to someone, their tone of voice, their manner, all of it, like the information they give you, if they're just giving you generic answers or if they've really had the experience and they know. So that's why I love this app so much.
Honestly, I was telling somebody this. I feel like the Owwll is the better version of LinkedIn. Why? Because it really has that human level connection that LinkedIn and other social media just don't.
Yeah, it fills a void.
It fills a void, and people more than ever are craving human level connection, especially on the business and entrepreneurship.
Yeah.
For LinkedIn, I think it just become a little bit too transactional.
Yeah,
Like,
too salesy, too many AI
like
DMs.
There are people literally sending you connection requests with a sales pitch.
Yeah.
Well, what's funny about that is I get these all the time. People asking me like, what's your strategy like? And I reply back the same way. I go, that's a personal question. You want me to reveal my marketing strategy to you? Who are you? I don't know you. Or how many can you, or what's one? Can you handle more clients?
Right.
That's personal. Are you going to ask me how many people I've dated? I would like, these are personal questions.
Yeah.
And they don't know what to do with that.
Yeah, I'm not the biggest fan of LinkedIn, like,
no,
to be honest. It's missing
necessary
that
evil.
human level connection.
But we got to wrap up the show, guys. We've been here for like 2 hours, and I don't know about the rest of y'all. Like, you guys can keep the party going, but you know.
No, I think it's time.
I think it's time you have your own show.
I've done enough podcasts.
Nah, we
Jason
want
and I both are like, no. You can come to my shows, my music shows, guys. I perform all around.
Yeah.
Not on a. Speaking of, I don't know is the theme song ready yet? I made an Owwll podcast theme song.
You want to sing a closure for us here? Like,
no,
like live by Ellie?
Why don't you just play it? It's
wait,
good.
Wait, how's the improv? Mentorship Monday. Make a song right now, quick.
I'm too tired. My brain is fried. I was in the studio. I'm gonna be.
So
real
she's going
quick.
country. I'm too tired
I'm
driving
too
to work.
tired. Mentorship. Well, no, I don't know. I'm too tired for that. But yeah, I'm gonna be real. But yeah, I mean, I don't even remember the lyrics to the song I wrote. That's why I said play it on the. I probably have it on my phone somewhere. Well, this is well said. We will. You guys need to tune in next week because we'll get it together and we'll play the song. So if you want to hear it, make sure you come back and tune in and you can hear the official Owwll podcast theme song.
Don't want to miss out, guys.
Yeah.
Awesome.
Okay. I think that's it.
Close it out.
That's what we got. Thanks so much, everyone, for tuning in. Download the app if you don't have it. Round of applause to Ellie for showing up to give us the close.
Use
Dominique
code
and
music
Craig.
when you download. You'll get $10.
Yes. Where can we have the? Can you ask the?
What's your
audience?
code?
That's
You
my
have it
code.
yet?
Yeah, let's do it.
I don't know.
All right, guys, download the Owwll app. It's on all Play
Hoot,
stores.
hoot.
Okay, the App Store and
Song has to have
Play
hoots
Store.
in it. I'm
It
just
is
saying. I saw that.
AC25.
Oh, you don't have a personal one? Forget it.
No,
We'll do it
I
next
don't
week.
know how to do it. Nobody.
We'll set it up for you.
Yeah.